Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Okay, hands up. Who had MTG resigning on their bingo card? Anybody? Anybody? There could be a prize in it for you. How many? Oh, Kay Muldoon. Oh, well, darling, I am glad that I'm the first one to tell you about this. MTG is resigning. Her last day will be January 5th. OMG. Look, I wore my pearls so I could clutch them. Okay. So this came out absolutely out of left field. I was perfectly prepared for just a quiet Friday night. Already done 2 shows today. Had to run to the grocery store, picked up a few things. And I thought, okay, you know what? I got a couple emails to answer. I got a couple things to schedule. Once that's done, I'm off to bed. Well, then this came on, and I could have knocked me over with a feather. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be really interesting because the the permutations of what could happen next are there's so many. There's so many. You know, why now? Why now? I mean, I understand. Yeah, okay. Trump has been after her and so on, but I think the fact that he would go after her would be almost a badge of honor, right? That at this point she could say, see, yeah, clearly I'm getting under his skin. Well, this is just wild, absolutely wild. So I thought, well, best thing I can do is just jump on here with all my friends and we could talk about this and see what the energy is, what's kind of in the ether right now. So I'll be using the governance oracle, and I'm also whoops, let me pull this out. I'm also going to be using Trisha's latest deck, which is the Forecaster Oracle. So I've only worked with that a couple times. So I thought, well, why not? We'll bring it out and we'll see what it has to say. So, yeah, this is highly unusual. So just quickly going to say hello to Sandy Johnson, Dibs, Kristen Chaffee, Blue Thea, Linda Bravo, Annie Grinnage, Patrick Duncan, Sandy Johnson, Kelly the Mystic Next Door. Hey, Kelly! And yeah, Fallon 3136. Who else? Dibs BK, K Muldoon, CJ Johnson, Trying to Ground, Danny's Gifts, Annie Grinnage, Edward Kenneth, hello, Grapefruit and Coffee. Okay, I think Xander's, and I think that's everyone that's here so far. Ooh, yeah. So thank you for joining me on a moment's notice. I really appreciate it. So, and yeah, wanted to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I am thrilled. I am humbled. I'm just beyond excited. I think that, yeah, the message is getting through. So thank you to those of you that are new subscribers. I'm over 14,000, which it boggles my mind. And I was looking forward to hitting 15 by Christmas. I think I can do 20 by Christmas now. Woohoo! There we go. Okay. All righty. Um, you are more than welcome, Edward. That's as Canadians, we realize that what we are witnessing is not who you are, right? We know that's not the average American. This is just um, a very small percentage of the population that done lost their mind, but it'll come around. It will definitely come around. And Kitson, hello from the Northwest. Excellent. So let's take a look at the cards and just get a feel for what's her energy like right now. What that was quite the little speech that she gave in her resignation and the little video that she did. So Maureen Davico, hi, sweetheart. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. So what is happening? Okay, we got a shadow operation. Got a peace treaty. Oh, I think I know where this is going. External influence. Okay. Now something happening behind the scenes. Let me set the stage for you. And one of the things that kind of came to me, and I paid attention for 3-4 seconds, and then I thought, no, that couldn't be it. But given these cards, I'm thinking, oh, it just might be. Okay. If it is the case that that Trump is looking to replace J.D. Vance, hear me out on this. J.D. Vance is his Senate seat is up for re-election in 2026. And he's running in Ohio. So that would be a special election. Is it possible that maybe MTG and Trump have had a conversation behind the scenes, and he wants her to run in JD's district? Is that possible? Is that possible? Okay. Would that seeds of prosperity, thinking about it, unresolvable differences, selfish agenda. I think that Trump would throw his mother under the bus if it meant that he could carry on. This could very well be a message to those who are still who are still kind of wishy-washy on Trump. That look, if I can do it to her, I can do it to you as well. Yes, Bunny. Yeah, the timeline is speeding up. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Now, Melissa said that the scuttlebutt is that a private security company has notified MTG that there have been an uptick in death threats to her and her family because of Trump. I think that is something that Um, it could very well be the case. And yet at the same time, uh, I mean, she can certainly afford the extra security. Yes, she would be looking after herself. As I'm trying to shuffle, relentless determination popped out. Um, I think she has a plan, um, and it's something that she's been working on for a while. Whether she's doing it with other Republicans or whether she's doing it with some of the oligarchs. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Maureen D'Amico says she can't do it. You have to be in Ohio resident for a minimum of 1 year in order to run for Senate. Um, since when has the law ever stopped any of these people? Right? It's a special circumstance, it's a special deal, it's a special thing. I think, yeah, she at this point, listen, throw a dart against anything, and you're probably going to be right on what she's up to. Um, yeah, where does she will run for president? I think so. Yeah, I think she's looking at 2028, and what it is that she's going to do. Uh, Now, if she does that, okay, she's got enough funds to start campaigning for that for 2028. However, um, the hmm, 2 years isn't really that long. She would, yeah, like someone said earlier, she would really have to clean up her image. And if she does that, how is she going to do that? Is she going to run as a Republican? I mean, she's pretty much um, said, that the Republican Party isn't what she thought it was, and how many people um, are in the GOP that maybe shouldn't be there. So she's kind of burned some bridges behind her when it comes to that. Would she run as an independent? That would be difficult because I don't think that there's enough people that would really listen to what she had to say as an independent. I mean, if they're not willing to listen to Bernie Sanders, they're certainly not going to listen to MTG. Yeah. And yes, Edward, yeah, she recently moved to a much more conservative district in Georgia. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, um, ooh, this, okay. All right. I think she comes with a lot of baggage, and maybe that's a reason that she's announcing the resignation now, is if she is going to think about running for president, um, maybe she could try to clean up part of her image, but I don't know. I don't know. Let let's ask. Let's ask. Okay. Is MTG resigning now so that she could clean up her image for 2028? Is she resigning now to clean up her image for 2028? Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Dodging the question. Facade of goodwill. Okay. And again, unresolvable differences. I think that's the baggage that they're, she's been very vocal in a lot of things in the past. And I mean, she's annoyed now that people are coming after her. Well, she didn't mind going after oh, what's that boy's name? The survivor. Yes, I mean, she was relentless in going after him. So yeah, facade of goodwill. I think yeah, she's planning on something, and she's trying to come across now as the David Hogg. Thank you, thank you. Yes, um, yeah, she is trying to be the voice of reason, the cleaning up her act. Oh, I have seen the error of my ways, and I apologize to all the people that I offended, and on and on and on. Um, for the time being, she's not going to say whether or not that's what she's definitely looking at is 2028. But I think that there's yeah, she's probably definitely thinking about it. Yeah. And yeah, Martha, yeah, MTG sees that the ship is sinking and she is jumping. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Whether or not she might be, for the time being, she might go to um she might go into the private sector and work in there until maybe sometime next year when we have a better idea of um, what is going to um, what is going to happen with the current administration and so on. And she could very well be waiting for Trump to exit stage left. Why not? Why not? Okay. Oh, I'm trying to keep up with you guys's comments, and I know that I'm missing a lot of them, but it's yeah. This is it takes a lot to um, to leave me speechless. This has left me speechless. Like WTF? This is not what I'd planned. So, okay, let's ask, is she going to try to run for a Senate seat? Let's do that, because um, she could run against JD Vance. Absolutely. She could move there and get special dispensation. Um, okay, she could also be saying that no, she's going to resign in hopes that the GOP get rid of Mikey Johnson and say, oh, please, please, Marj, don't leave us. We need you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't think anyone saw it coming. I thought that if she was going to resign, I thought that she would have done it, like next year, not now. So, all right. Is she going to try to run for a Senate seat? Is she going to try to run for a Senate seat? Well, it would certainly give her an improved situation. Lacking control. Unwavering stance. That's interesting. She would certainly, if she could run for a Senate seat, she certainly could. I don't think that she would be very successful because a lot of people do see her as lacking control. That she is kind of a wild card. She's all over the place, like she doesn't have a lot of the let's say the staying power of someone like Mitch McConnell, right? Who um, love him or hate him, he's kind of that steady pace. Um, and yeah, there's unwavering stance. There's a lot of people who just they absolutely don't like her. It is very she's very much on par with JD Vance when it comes to that. Is that she lost a lot of credibility during Trump's first term, and the things that she was willing to repeat and the things that she was willing to do and so on. Um, yeah, someone mentioned, could she have been involved in January 6th? I'll ask, but you know what? It kind of feels um, yeah, she was. Um, yes, Kirsten. Yeah, she has a lot more information. Yeah. Okay. Was she providing intervention, judgmental scrutiny, shadow operation? I've always felt that yes, she was involved in January 6th to some extent. Um, so I think that yeah, as someone else said, yeah, what was she the bomber? Of course, entertainment purposes only. Just I'm just throwing cards. What do I know, right? I'm a tarot reader. Um, I think that I just noticed this. Okay, look at that kid providing intervention. He's wearing a backpack. He's got a backpack. Um, yeah, I think that yeah, she was okay. I have to go and look up now. Yes, yes, Linda. Yeah, it's interesting that yeah, the backpack. Okay, all right. The uh, Deanne says, or maybe she was told to get out of politics or end up in jail for January 6th. That would um, that would certainly serve a purpose at this point, wouldn't it? Because um, it would give her an out in that I don't like the way that this has been going, and they're the government on both sides of the aisles, and they're not working for the American people, blah 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 blah. She keeps quiet for a little while. When this administration changes, and it will change, she can come back out, because hopefully by then whatever her involvement may or may not have been on January 6th is buried. um yeah, there's it could very well be. And Kelly, yes, I don't think that no, she does not have a lot of respect. People, I know for myself, what sticks out to me was a the way that she hounded David Hogg, the way that she was absolutely merciless about going after him, the way that um, she went after Joe Biden. Yeah, absolutely uncalled for, and those are things that are going to be hard to whitewash. Right? She's never apologized. She's never said, I overreacted, or I spoke before I should have, whatever. She's never recanted those comments. So they're yeah, they're going to follow her wherever she goes. That the past behavior is a very good indicator of future behavior. So And yes, yeah, I knew what you meant, Kelly. Absolutely. Um, and yes, the fact that she asked for a pardon, um, if you're not guilty of anything, you don't need a pardon. What pardons are only there for people who've done something wrong, right? So yeah, she's not as squeaky clean as she would like people to believe. So, um, and yes, Dibs, yeah, she was a troll, and she will be. She will be there. Um, the the idea that maybe she's looking to somehow um, find a new path forward. It's really not going to work. I've never seen her um, or heard her be apologetic in any way, shape, or form. Right? She's always just been nasty. She's always been nasty and very self-serving. So yeah, there you go. Okay. Um, and Melissa, I'm just going to read that. Wow. Oh, Kirsten, she apologized on CNN. Whoa, whoa. Huh. Okay. Melissa, I'm going to star that. Okay, and then maybe we can take a look at it here in a little bit. But yeah, that's okay. Is she? Okay, she said, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. That is very interesting word choice. And now that the toxic politics no longer serves her purpose, that she would apologize. Um, yeah, she was on Dana Bush, and she fullest apologies I've ever seen from Mega. Whoa, Jason. Okay. See, something else now that I have to watch instead of going to bed on a Friday night. Yeah. Um, okay. Is Does she think she can rebrand herself? Does she actually believe she can rebrand herself? Well, she's bound by allegiance. Um, so there is someone that she does have allegiances to certain people in the GOP. Whether or not those are allegiances that we know about, you know, yet to be determined. But she certainly is loyal to someone. Okay. Military control and a power shift. Interesting that with military control, that would come out alongside with the power shift, because um, we just had in the last day or two the fact that several Congress people who were past members of different branches of the military remind the current military members that they swore an oath to the Constitution and that they do not need to follow illegal orders. So, um, I think that she might somehow she might get the support of some of those Congress people who spoke up. Um, yeah, because they still have allegiance to the to the GOP. And you do kind of have to have the military on your side. Wow. Wow, that is interesting. Really interesting that bound by allegiance, military control, and power shift came up side by side. So it has something to do with the military, something to do with the current powers in place. Yeah, and okay. Celtic Seer says she is going after a different seat. We will. Whoops, hold on. We will remake her image and come back in 2026. Someone else is leaving and we'll go for that seat. Yeah, because there are, what I had said earlier, Celtics here, was that there are, and I do believe it's like 30 some Republican seats, Senate seats that are up for election in 2026. One of them just happens to be J.D. Vance. And wouldn't it be ironic if she ran against J.D. Vance? But if she runs against him, then that lets J.D. Vance know that he's on his way out. It's, such a quagmire. Such a quagmire. Yeah. Okay. And where are we here? Yeah, and Kelly says, she strikes me as a spoiled sorority girl who likes to be the center of attention. Yes. Well, she fell out of favor with Trump and her party. She's going to storm off. She certainly does give off that vibe, doesn't she? That, I can't have my way. You guys are being mean to me. You're not supposed to be mean to me. You're hurting my feelings. Yeah, not going to work. And yes, J.D. Vance is vice president, and he did leave, but the last, and I just did this a couple days ago, when I was trying to see who in the GOP was up for re-election. And this is in Ohio, it's a special election, and probably for J.D. Vance's seat. So I don't know. But it's definitely going to be. It's going to be interesting. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the forecaster and see if it will give us anything new. Okay. Yeah, and don't forget, JD is spending most of his time working on buying up agricultural land and making sure that farmers lose their farms, so that he can come in and swoop up the farms for pennies on the dollar, and then going to turn them into massive agricultural conglomerates that kind of control everything. So there we go. Okay, and let me see. Who did I miss? Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's definitely a drama queen. Yeah, they're, a lot of these people just, I don't know how they go to bed at night. I really don't. Yeah. Oh, Martha Spillman. Yes. Yeah, there's something else that was in the news earlier that I went, really? Okay. And that was Usha Vance appeared, I think it was a couple days ago, with Melania Trump. They were at some military base and whatnot, and Melania gave one of her usual speeches. And Usha Vance was there with her. Well, she got off the plane. That woman was smiling from ear to ear. And guess what? No wedding ring on. Interesting. Most married women would wear their wedding rings pretty much all the time. So I think maybe Usha has come to see the light, where JD was hoping that she would come to the Lord. Maybe she did. And she said, "Yeah, I'm not doing this." So yeah, these folks, they've each and every one of them have got the morals of an alley cat, honest to God. So okay, what forecaster? Tell me about MTG. Tell me about what this is um, really about with MTG's resignation. Hmm. Urban evolution, smart grid rising, smart grid rising. And I'm drawn to her to the city that's kind of behind her, that she's aware that it's growing, but yet her mind is somewhere else. Uh, roll exit, closing door. Oh, interesting. And celestial trigger, cosmic influence. Is it? I suppose anything's possible, but is it a case of MTG saying, "Wow, then um, there's more money to be made on working for private venture firms than there is in the government." So maybe she might be thinking that, okay, her role in government isn't what she thought it was going to be. Maybe she thought that she would be able to wield a lot more power than she has, because she certainly has lost some power. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Um, Kirsten says, I could see more of a plan between JD and MTG, and or then yeah, Donald Trump and MTG. Yeah, JD and MTG really don't have any scruples. They don't. They will look after themselves. And yeah, maybe the reason that Usha was smiling, so I mean, I think that's the first time that I've seen that in all the pictures taken of Usha Vance, that she is beaming from ear to ear, just the biggest, brightest smile you could imagine. So yeah, maybe Melania did share the name and number of a good lawyer. Interesting. I'm sure that those two had a lot to talk about while they were on that plane traveling to that event. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Am I picking up something? Dumpy has an upcoming health issues, maybe surgery, says Celtic Seer. Could be. Could be. Let's ask. Let's ask. Hey, as long as we're here, we might as well ask. Okay. What is anything up with DJT and his health? Oh, Spotlight Flux Entertainment. Spotlight Flux. false information. Okay, the lies or deception, false information. And Lightkeeper, faith and hope. Um, he could very well have an event, and I mean the administration would move heaven and earth to make sure that that information didn't get out. So yeah, um, they absolutely would. They would shine a light on. Oh no, he's doing great. He's here. He's working. He's doing this. He's doing that. Um, Spotlight Flux Entertainment. Um, I could almost see them, um, putting something out about that and it would be entertaining. Like, oh yeah, um, he had to go in for a minor procedure, and oh my God, he without, they did the procedure without any anesthetic, and he healed before he left the surgery because he's just that fabulous. Yeah. Um, and Dibs, does he have a will? I'm pretty sure that he does. I'm pretty sure that it says, "I want it all. Bury it with me. No one is going to get anything." Um, and if he does leave anything to anyone, it will probably be Ivanka, his younger wife. So, um, whoops. Okay, as I'm trying to shuffle, silent speech, censorship fell out. Reminds me that, you know what, we haven't really heard an awful lot from Ivanka, have we? It's even, I think, even before the election, she kind of went silent, and we really have not heard a lot from her about what she's doing and so on. So maybe she's been told to stay silent if she wants any part of the will. Now, would there actually be anything for anyone to inherit? Because I think um, once he's done, once he's um, gone out of office or so on, when they follow the money trail, I think it's going to show that a lot of his quote unquote wealth just wasn't there, and that it could turn out that this billionaire, when all is said and done, is indigent. He's got nothing. His estate could end up owing millions and millions of dollars. So, um, hmm, interesting, interesting. My train of thought kind of came and left with that. So, um, yeah, yeah. I don't. I think that we'll find out that he's never really was as rich as he claimed to be, and if there would be nothing there if the government seized um, any profits or any money that he had to pay back. Yes, like to pay E. Jean Carroll or any of the other suits. So there you go. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Oh my goodness. Shelby Lisa, hello. Hello. Well, welcome to the funny farm. So, okay. um, I am going to look at tarot, and I just want to quickly I can feel my energy draining from me. So I think I'm probably going to be cutting this short here in a minute. Um, yeah. Oh, thank you, Celtic Seer. MTG is a Gemini, and resigning under a Mercury retrograde isn't going to turn out as planned. They never do. They never do. And, it's um, they're they're making plans and doing things because they fully do believe that they're in control, and they never realize that it can yeah, power. Yeah. Think, I don't think that things are going to turn out for her. Um, they're also not going to turn out very well for Donald or some of the people around him. Um, give you an example. The the one lawyer, I can't remember her name now, but she's the quote unquote prosecutor that is going after James Comey. If if this woman has a law degree, I really would like to know where she got it and how much it cost, because first she said to the judge that no, she had no idea whether the grand jury, whether everyone in the grand jury saw the information and the indictments, and then when the judge questioned that and why was there um, 2 hours of testimony that wasn't available, and when she was called for that, then all of a sudden today, oh, guess what? They found part of the 2 hours, the testimony. And again, she was questioned because she basically signed two indictments, two indictments, and then swore that only one was returned. So it's yeah, I think that I was joking with my son earlier. I said, you know what? It kind of reminds me, like, putting out an ad saying, hey, have you gone to law school? And have you taken the bar? And have you failed more than once? More than twice? 4 or 5 times? Have we got a job for you? This is the company you need to apply to. Because that the people that are in these high level positions, like, they have no idea what they're doing. Yeah, and she has a degree in trying to be pretty. Thank you, Shelby. Yes, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. And same thing with Pam Bondi. She has tied herself to Trump. She has gone out of her way to do whatever it is that Trump wants. She is certainly not an independent thinker. She does what she's told. That's what she's good at. She does what she's told. Same thing with Kash Patel. These, the guy who, when you're trying to question him and you want him to read something and you want to say, can you focus on what's in front of you? And his eyes say, no, I can't. Okay, all right, forgive me. That was nasty. I know it was. That was nasty. Okay, I'm getting tired. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Let me just very, very quickly look at the tarot and see what we have coming up over the next 3-4 days. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. Yeah. And yes, Shelby, isn't it ironic that the Saudi prince and Kash Patel have the same eyes? Yes, yeah. And the Saudi prince, who, as Donald Trump was talking, sat there with that smirk on his face, like, oh, God, Dude, you're so stupid. Yeah. Okay. What do we have over the next couple days? Maybe yeah, 3 or 4 days. What do we have? Justice. Okay. Justice is coming in, and justice is crossed by the 7 of Wands, needing to defend yourself. Okay, something is going to be coming up in the next few days where um, people, and I'm going to say Justice Department, people in the Justice Department, that's FBI, DOJ, whatnot. Their information is going to come out, and they're going to find themselves having to explain their positions, having to defend themselves, defend what it is that they've done, or how they've approached something. Okay, they're in the past, the Knight of Cups, the offer, willing to do and say whatever is necessary to get what you want. The current energy is the 3 of Pentacles, working behind the scenes, putting things together, almost like everybody, let's get our story straight. This is what we're going to say, and everybody's on the same page. The overarching energy is strength, where they believe if they just stick to the one story and just keep repeating the one story, that that is going to bring them strength. It really isn't. The lesson to be learned is the Hangman. People see things from a different perspective. There's only so much that you can try to convince people, that black is white and white is black. People are seeing things definitely from a different perspective, and the final outcome is the Chariot, needing to make a decision, and making a decision fairly quickly. So I think that they are they know the jig is up. They know that the ship is sinking, and it's just a matter of who's going to make it off the boat and who's going to go down with the boat. So that, okay, all right, I'm very happy with that. And Edward, thank you very much. And that is very, very kind of you. And Edward is extremely generous when it comes to sharing the membership. So, and for those of you who were fortunate enough to receive one of the memberships, please email me at heartcentertarot@outlook.com. Send me an email so that I have your email address, so that I can then include you in the upcoming members meetings and so on. So there you go. And I will say, Spiritual Hacks said, I have not laughed so much in years and years. I hope that you're laughing because of what we're saying here. And I hope that we're the ones responsible for that. So, yes. And your spiritual hacker or spiritual hacks, you're, I don't think that I've seen you in the chats before today. So welcome. Glad you joined us. Glad you're here. Okay. Whew. All righty, you guys. That's what we've got to look forward to. And this, I know we've been saying for a while that, the end is coming. All of this needs to happen in exactly the way that it's happening, so that everyone can see what is going on, and so that they can make getting close to 15. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Celtics here. Yes. That we need to be able to recognize what is wrong before we can go in and fix it. And this this brings me a good deal of joy and comfort in knowing that we are on the right track. It's not happening as quickly as we'd like it to, but there's a reason for that. We just have to have faith that yeah, that the reasons may or may not be revealed later. It doesn't matter. The situation is getting better every single day. It gets better, and more is exposed. And yeah, get your pearls ready so that you can clutch them all the time. Because I think over the next little while we're going to be doing a lot of pearl clutching and a lot of OMG. Did oh my anyway. So there you go. All right. Thank you, each and every one of you for being here. I'm going to try to calm down now and and get myself off to bed so that I can fall asleep and be happy. There you go. Yeah, and Jana, yeah, do not get too upset. Mm-mm. No, no, no. All right, everyone, take care. Enjoy the intro music as it takes you out, and I will see you later. All right, take care. Bye for now.